Alrighty, so big NHL news going down today. Artemi Panarin is now a Los Angeles King. I know it was rumored by Chris Johnston that a quote unquote big offer was put in by the Washington Capitals, but ultimately Panarin to the Kings. He has re signed for 2 years at $11 million per. Rags get Liam Greentree and a conditional third round pick, and I think a prospect going back, if I'm not mistaken, but. Oh
Yeah.
boy, what do we think about this one?
I mean it's funny because there were reports that like Rangers wanted like they had asked the Caps for Ryan Leonard, they had asked the Sharks for Will Smith, and like it just goes to show that Rangers fans and apparently the actual management were way out of line in what they were actually going to be able to get. This also, I'd like to go back a couple episodes ago. I mentioned that that Drury had like come out and said that like they are trading Panarin like no matter what. And some Rangers fan in the comments was like, "Wow, way to lose every last bit of leverage you might have still had on this." And I think that's nails right there. He nailed it.
No, he just showed him the hand of cards. And
Yeah, they had no leverage. And the other thing is when you've got a guy like Panarin who has a full no movement clause, it's completely up to him. And it came out after the fact that he was never even considering Washington. He was never considering San Jose. It was the only team he was willing to move it for was LA. So you got all these people saying, really, no other team could match that or come up with a better offer. It's not that. It's just that if he was going to go, it was going to be LA, and then your hands are really cuffed because then it's just going to be, well, LA knows that, and they're like, all right, well, we'll give you a bag of pucks for this. Like, we know you don't have any other options, so.
And I think they tripled down on that with the fact that they came out and said, hey, we're not going to play this guy until the Olympic break.
Yeah.
He's not even practicing with the team. He's skating by himself. So if he didn't get moved today, then he's just this deteriorating asset on their books. It
doesn't make any sense.
For the next 2.5, 3 weeks. It doesn't make sense at all. So of course, whether that's, him forcing their hand, them forcing their own hand, or shooting themselves in the foot again, it doesn't add up, or it doesn't make sense to me at all how that can happen.
Yeah, and I also saw a lot of like Rangers fans being like, damn, I know like we were handcuffed, but we couldn't even get a first for him. And then people were like, yeah, but Greentree was a first round pick, I think last year or the year before. And so like I guess there's that, but then this was killing me. A couple Rangers fans were like, yeah, I really liked Greentree as a prospect until he entered the Rangers development system, because we've all seen how good the Rangers are at developing young talent.
Yeah, no issues with first or second overall picks at all whatsoever in the last 5 to 10 years. So
Yep.
Typical Chris Drury masterclass once again. How much
he's got to
longer?
go, dude.
How much longer does that guy have?
It doesn't get much worse than like the tenure he's had, especially in the last like 2 calendar years. I was talking with my dad too. Honestly, if you look at the Rangers, and I'm gonna have the Devils catch a stray here real quick. The Rangers and the Devils have masterfully managed to take 2 rosters that had nothing really majorly wrong with them and just totally fucked them. Like, just absolutely fucked them to hell, both rosters. So congratulations to the Rangers and the Devils for taking a perfectly fine situation and making it worse.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, talk about just rolling hand grenades into both of those locker rooms mid-season. I don't know what those teams were thinking, but this is what happens when, I guess, maybe, the Olympic stuff gets involved, or the Luke Hughes, Jack Hughes, whatever you want to call it, gets involved. Not fun. Just for those that don't know, this all went down because the NHL roster freeze went into effect as of 3 p.m. today. Yesterday, the day you guys are listening to this.